J&J Truck and Auto Body. They have ASE, PPG, and Gold I-CAR certifications that allow them to offer you a nationwide warranty. And they'll work with your insurance company so you're pleased with the outcome. J&J Truck and Auto Body, 1513 East Philadelphia.
At Dakota Discount RV, we're in it for the long haul, just like you. Whether it's cross-country adventures, weekends by the lake, or family time under the stars, we're here to keep you rolling for years to come. While others are packing up, we're doubling down with dependable service, great prices, and the biggest selection in the region. Your journey doesn't stop here, and neither do we. Here tomorrow, here for every mile ahead. Visit us in Rapid City or Somerset or online at dakotadiscountrv.com.
What makes a credit union different from a bank? At Highmark Credit Union, it starts with you. We're member-owned, not shareholder-driven. That means our earnings go back to you through better rates, lower fees, and personal service. Unlike big banks, we put people first. You're not just an account number, you're part of a community. Highmark Credit Union. Local, personal, and here for you. We'll make it happen. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Since 1928, Connect Home Center has been proud to serve Rapid City and Spearfish with quality products and customer service that you can trust. In 2000, Connect joined the Mead Lumber family, and now they're taking the next step into their journey. Connect Home Center is becoming Mead Lumber. Same people, same service, just a new name from design to finish. Mead Lumber is here for you, as they've always been. MeadLumber.com.
KIMM Rapid City and K294BT Rapid City, the Black Hills Sports Station, 106.7 FM and 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City.
And here's what you need to know.
The Miami Dolphins today released receivers Tyreek Hill and Nick Westbrook-Akine, as well as offensive lineman James Daniels. The Dolphins will also be releasing linebacker Bradley Chubb. The Cleveland Browns are hiring Atlanta Falcons assistant Mike Rutenberg as their new defensive coordinator. The NBA All-Star Game on Sunday averaged 8.8 million viewers across all platforms, its biggest audience in 15 years. At the Winter Olympics, American Alana Myers-Taylor won the gold medal on Monday in the women's monobob. American Kaylee Armbruster-Humphreys won the bronze. The U.S. women's hockey team defeated Sweden 5-0 to advance to the gold medal game on Thursday against Canada, which prevailed over Switzerland in the other semifinal 2-1. College basketball, Michigan, the new number one ranked team in the AP poll, ending Arizona's 9-week run at number one. I'm Isaac Lowenkron.
It's time for South Dakota's Sports Talk Show. This is the Nate Brown Show, featuring live callers, great interviews, and thought-provoking sports talk. From the biggest national names to the hottest stories across South Dakota. Welcome to the Nate Brown Show. Here's your host, Nate Brown.
All right, good Monday afternoon. Welcome in. President's Day. Hope you're having a great day. Are you working today? Are you off work already? I hope it's all of the... I hope you're off work or you're not working. Whatever it is, I hope you're having a good President's Day. The Nate Brown Show is back, and it is always a great day in South Dakota. If you're working or not, let's get after it tonight. Great guest lineup, a heavy South Dakota lineup, regional lineup. That's what we're all about. South Dakota Sports Talk, thought-provoking sports talk for 2 hours. Let's get going. We call it South Dakota Sports Talk Show. We're live. Welcome in. Thanks for making this show possible. We do appreciate you. KWSN Fox Sports Sioux Falls right now on Fox Sports Rapid City, and stream us anywhere on X at Nate Brown Show. So find us on X. You've got us live on your phone. Follow us and watch us live at Nate Brown Show on X. Welcome in. And also on YouTube, The Nate Brown Show. Subscribe to the channel. You've got us. The Nate Brown Show. YouTube is up. And Midwest Sports Plus. Appreciate our partnership with the high school sports streaming app. Live games all season long on Midwest Sports Plus. Check them out. New app. Get it, and you've got this show live as well. I said heavy South Dakota sports talk, and I got some great guests tonight. I mean, it's basketball time. This is the time. Everybody says, well, NFL's over, and football's over. This is like wheelhouse stuff, man. This is good stuff for South Dakota sports fans. High school hoops, home stretch, postseason a couple of weeks away, state tournaments a month away. We're ready to line it up. Let's do this. Look at the guest lineup. We'll get popping. How about we get Derek Robey on tonight? Derek Robey, longtime Sioux Falls O'Gorman head boys basketball coach. He's calling it a career after this season. And I thought, we got to get Coach on. I've talked to him over the years. Let's do it tonight. Sioux Falls O'Gorman head boys coach Derek Robey on his season. They're 10-6. Almost knocked off Lincoln the other night last week. Almost knocked off Lincoln. O'Gorman's 10-6. We'll talk to their head coach. He is calling it good after this season. We'll get him on. Stay in high school basketball. Go to Stevens tonight. Adam Dannenbring's the girls' head coach. Can the Raider girls keep on going? They're 13-4, a nice record. Can they get in the mix in AA down the stretch? Adam Dannenbring's on, Stevens' head girls' coach. Now, big news in FCS and FBS. This has been going on the last week. Did you ever think you'd hear North Dakota State to the FBS, and then a week later, Sacramento State? I'm sorry. What did I just laugh? What am I doing? I mean, this is a fair show. Sacramento State to the FBS. Jim O'Day is our guest tonight. He's a former athletic director for the Montana Grizzlies. He's been in the Big Sky Conference. He knows this stuff in and out. I'm going to talk budget. I'm going to talk fit. Can Sac State actually get it done when it comes to the FBS level? Can they invest? Can they get support? Jim O'Day is on tonight from Missoula, former athletic director for the Grizz. His read on Sacramento State to the MAC. And finally, Jason Andera. It is high school hoops. Heavy time right now. Jandy's in tonight from SDPB Sports. His teams to watch as we get close to the postseason. Jason Andera's on tap. Good stuff on a President's Day Monday. Let's get you on if you want in. Join the conversation if you're joining us tonight. 605-720-1067. That's the Pizza Ranch Studio Hotline. 605-720-1067. So lock that in. Pizza Ranch Studio Hotline, powered by the Pizza Ranch. 2 great locations, East 10th Street, Sioux Falls, and in Brandon. Check out the Fun Zone Arcade. Really, really nice. Let's go to the Barons Wilson text line as well. You can text the show, as always, 605-720-1067. That is the number, same number. If you can't call, text us on the Barons Wilson listener text line. We're set out of the gate. What do we got cooking tonight on a Monday? You know what we have. The biggest story in this region is, yes, it's not SDSU going FBS. It's not USD going FBS. Last 2 weeks here, we've seen FCS schools make the jump to the FBS. So we got to dig into this. North Dakota State was the major headline last week. NDSU, the rival of the Jacks, and the whole thing, the dominant power in the FCS. That made national news. Now, did this Sacramento State thing cause any impact, any ripple effects? Did this thing make national headlines, huge headlines? I get the feeling not as much. So this is anecdotal stuff here, because I'm just looking at news reports and social media and the interactions and all that stuff. North Dakota State making the jump to the FBS in the Mountain West was big because the brand is already pretty strong. I understand it's FCS level, but North Dakota State's on another level. Sacramento State is 18-19 in their past few seasons in the Big Sky Conference. They're 18-19 in the Big Sky in their last few seasons. So if you're hearing about this, is this the first time you've heard about it? South Dakota Sports Talk Show, Sacramento State, who came to play the Jacks this past season, and they've been trying to put up a big show that they're going FBS. It doesn't matter what. They're going to go FBS, and they all told us they're going to go FBS. Well, they are going FBS, and it is going to matter what. $23 million amount. That's what's going to matter to them. So here's the deal with Sac State. I know everybody's having fun, and I'm even kidding around a little bit. Everybody's having fun. You're going to ridicule them, and rightfully so. I'm telling you, this isn't like a no-brainer. This isn't like a North Dakota State. Hey, we're getting to the Mountain West, and yeah, we got to pay some money, but we've already raised close to $25 million. We have commitments. That's the North Dakota State story, whether you want to like the Bison or not. Whether you hate the Bison or not, you guys know in South Dakota that North Dakota State can compete. You know they have support, and you know in the Mountain West they're going to be right in the mix. And so it wasn't a huge reach. They've been working on this. Feasibility studies. They've been telling their donors. They've been telling conferences. North Dakota State's been working on this for the past 5-6 years. Sacramento State, I feel like it's just this. That president woke up out there one day and said, we're going FBS, and I don't care what it takes. We're just going to tell everybody we're big time. We're in a major market. We're in Sacramento, California. We're going to go FBS. I don't care what you think. And this thing was haphazard all the way from the start. They couldn't get a conference, so they're out of the Big Sky. And now, why did it take them $23 million? My point is this. When you're so needy, you're so desperate, when you're trying to find your way to the FBS and you announced already, we're going no matter what, we got to get in here, then you put yourself in the spot where you just have to step up and you got to write a check that I'm not so sure you can cash here. I'm not so sure that, hey, the MAC conference, you better cash that check when that puppy comes. I hope it's direct. I hope that's right in a money transfer. I hope it's a wire because you better cash that puppy. I don't know about the business office at Sac State. They're sending you $6 million this first year. Careful, you better put that in the bank quickly because I'm telling you, Sacramento State thinks, big market, we can do this. We're just gonna get into the FBS and then things are gonna happen. We're gonna make this happen. They tried making it happen. They couldn't, and so they had to wheel and deal to get into the MAC. So they're in the MAC. That's great. Here's the details if you haven't seen it. Sacramento State officially announced their MAC deal today. 5-year agreement in which the school will take no conference money at all. Wait a minute. I thought we were in the conference. I thought Sacramento State was in the conference. So follow me here. Sacramento State's going to be in the MAC because they're going to play MAC schools for football. They're going to get no MAC money. And on top of this, they got to pay the MAC teams that have to fly all the way to Sacramento to play them. Yes, they have to cover the air travel of visiting MAC teams, and they're going to pay the $23 million. $23 million. Where do I find that? That is $18 million entry fee just to do the MAC deal, and then the $5 million to the NCAA fee. That's just jumping from the FCS to the FBS. So if you're following me tonight, this is Sacramento State paying $23 million in total to get into the MAC, and they have to cover air travel in year one of all the teams that have to come out to Sacramento State. Now, you're going to say, what are they doing? What are they thinking? Here's the answer from the president, Dr. Luke Wood. And I've told you about this guy. I think he over his skis, outkicked his coverage, and I think he went just way too hard and heavy right away and said, we're going to do this. You're all laughing. We're going to do this and talk a big game. And they didn't have it all in place. North Dakota State wasn't talking a big game. Look at the two examples, guys. North Dakota State was professional, behind the scenes, feasibility study, donors. They've got it cooking. Mountain West, they've got the relationship. Sacramento State's just out here throwing stuff out, throwing it around. We're going, we're good, we're going to be the real deal. And they had to beg the MAC. They had to beg them. I think that's what this tells you. $23 million for the MAC to play, and then cover the air travel to Sacramento State. The president at Sacramento State says this: don't worry about the entrance fees, the $23 million stuff. Don't worry about that. That will be covered by football revenue and game guarantees. Okay? And I'm just trying to tell you his side of this. That's covered by game guarantees, so they're going to play some big-time teams. They're going to get money. Football revenue, they're going to put that towards the fees. Okay? He thinks they're going to get almost $1 billion in economic impact for Sacramento. Estimated economic impact, he thinks, $975 million. I don't know how these guys come up with the numbers. I get the economic impact. I'm a big sports economic impact guy. I love that stuff. MAC football, $975 million economic impact. And then he talked about the broadcast impact. They're going to be on ESPN. They're going to be on CBS. That's real. He calls it $675 million in media value over the next 5 years. Media, national broadcast value. I'll give him a little bit of that. I'll give him some of that because FCS fans like to think more people watch the FCS than they do. I mean, that's true, guys. So even if we think Sacramento State's off base, they're going to be on ESPN playing whoever on a Tuesday Maction night, and there's going to be more people that know about Sacramento State than South Dakota State. That's just a fact. So I'll give him that a little bit. Third one, from the Sacramento State president. He's trying to stand up for this commitment that they're making to the MAC. Sacramento State will be in the EA Sports video game. Okay? Yes, you will. And that's fine. That's some value. I'll give him that. But are we are we referencing a video game to try and say why you had to pay $23 million to go FBS? Probably would have put that down on the list. And the last one, he said this will generate revenue for Sacramento State academics. 15% of new net revenue will go towards the university. 15% of new net revenue will go towards the universities. But you got to understand, when are they going to hit new net revenue? You guys know what new net revenue, that's new revenue. That's after you have to pay this money, $6 million right here, right now. They got to pay $6 million up front, year one, and the $5 million to the NCAA, year one. So, and cover the air travel, year one. New net revenue. I'm not sure about where you're going to find that in the books. I don't know if that's going to work. So there's the reasoning. He's just putting out social media stuff today. The president of Sacramento State saying this is why this is working. This is going to work. I'm going to give him this. Will Sacramento State benefit long-term from getting to the FBS? That's my question of the day. I think even with my critical points today, where I just think Sac State just misplayed it, they misplanned it, they were just trying to do something before it happened, and they thought they could talk their way into fruition, and that's how this went. They eventually got to the MAC. Congrats to them. It's not the way it should have went down. It's not the way they wanted it to go down. The MAC made them pay $18 million. They're not giving them any conference money, and they're making them pay for teams to come and play them. So, I mean, this isn't Sacramento State wanted to enter this deal. But my question of the day for you on South Dakota Sports Talk Show tonight, will Sacramento State benefit long-term from getting to the FBS right now? I know we can make fun of the MAC. We can say this and that. They're going to have to travel across the country. Nobody knows Sacramento State, the whole thing. But will they benefit long-term from the FBS? That's my question of the day to you. We'll set you up tonight with a free buffet to the Pizza Ranch, our great sponsor at East 10th Street, Sioux Falls, and in location in Brandon. Free buffet to the Pizza Ranch if you answer the question of the day tonight. Will Sacramento State benefit long-term from the move to the FBS? That's my question of the day. 605-720-1067. 605-720-1067. Text us your answer you want to enter. We'll set you up, pick you out tonight. One winner to a free buffet to our Pizza Ranch, home of everyone's favorite buffet. Sacramento State, will they benefit long-term from jumping to the FBS? My answer is they will. It's going to be a while. They got a spot. I don't know if the MAC's going to be there for them after the 5 years, meaning they're trying to audition, they're trying to get themselves positioned, and they want to get into the new Pac-12. So they want to be not left behind. They jumped the gun. They put the cart before the horse, whatever you want to say. The wheel's spinning, the hamster's asleep. They did all that stuff. But they are in FBS. You can't take it away from them. They are trying to get into the Pac-12. That's the play they're making. It's a bad play. They put it together wrong. But I do believe they benefit long term. That's what I think. I think if you stay FCS, it's not going to be the best for you years from now. So, and yes, I'm saying that SDSU. I'm saying that to USD. FCS is not where it's at. It may be fine now. You're not ready. That's fine. Sacramento State messed this up. But in the long term, they will be okay. I'm not telling you they're going to go on to be a Pac-12 star. Sacramento State will be long term better than they were going 18 and 19 in the Big Sky, and people could care less. You know what I mean? You tell me. 605-720-1067. Will Sac State benefit long term? Give me your read. Going to the FBS today. Coming right back, we'll get into the numbers with Jim O'Day. He's been in the Big Sky a long time. He's the former athletic director for the University of Montana. His read coming up.
This is South Dakota's Sports Talk Show.
Does your home have a crawl space? When cold weather arrives, that can mean cold floors, frozen pipes, and higher energy bills. Protect your family and keep the cold air out this winter with expert crawl space sealing by Blackburn Basement Systems. Sealing keeps your crawl space clean, protects pipes, and insulates your home so floors are warmer and energy bills are lower. A sealed crawl space means a nicer home. Don't wait. Call Blackburn Basement Systems today.
How do you make a buffet day even better? Make it a play day. The Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade is your place for good food and good times. Won the big game? Make it a play day. Aced your test? Make it a play day. Just need to get out of the house? Make it a play day. The Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade has all your favorites and all kinds of fun. So bring your family, bring your friends, bring your team. For good food and good times, make it a buffet day and a play day at the Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade.
Get ready for an unforgettable night of magic and laughter at Cadillac Jack's Gaming Resort with David Anthony's Evening of Magic and Hypnosis. Join us April 11th for a high-energy show packed with jaw-dropping illusions and hilarious interactive hypnosis that puts audience volunteers in the spotlight. Doors open at 5:30 with showtime from 6 to 7:30. It's fast-paced fun and full of surprises. You won't want to miss it. Visit CadillacJacksGaming.com to get your tickets today and see how your night plays out.
Here's your Fox Sports Rapid City forecast. A red flag warning begins at 11 a.m. tomorrow and continues until 6 p.m. tomorrow night. Sunshine mixed with clouds at times this afternoon with daytime highs approaching 63. Winds out of the southeast 5 to 10 miles per hour. 35 tonight, mainly clear. About an inch of snow Wednesday night. That's your forecast on the Black Hills Sports Station, Fox Sports Rapid City. Currently, it's 57 degrees.
Whether you're a pro or a Joe, a weekend warrior or a gardening great, Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is here when you need us. Nobody plans an injury, but when people throughout the Black Hills and beyond suffer a setback, Monument Health Orthopedics is here to provide patients regain the quality of life they've lost due to an injury, arthritis, or joint wear and tear. Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine for everyday athletes like you.
Calling all basketball teams, it's time to box out the competition. The Box Out Basketball Tournament's taking over the Box Elder Event Center May 29th through 31st. The tournament's open to 5th through 10th grade boys and girls with limited team spots available. Friday and Saturday feature pool play, leading to Sunday's bracket play for the win. Fast-paced games, big plays, unforgettable moments at the best facility. Register now at thebox.live.
As a rancher in western South Dakota, you know the meaning of hard work. From working cattle to working in the field, you know that the job begins before dawn and can last into the night. You also know that at the end of the day, it's more than just work. It's a way of life. When it comes to banking, you need a bank that values your time and is committed to your growth. Don't settle. Pioneer. Pioneer Bank and Trust. local.
Pioneer Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
From high school to college to the pros, from Rapid City to Sioux Falls, the Nate Brown Show is South Dakota's sports talk.
All right, welcome back in. Great day today in South Dakota. It always is, you know that. South Dakota Sports Talk Show live across the state. KWSN, Fox Sports Sioux Falls. Welcome in, Fox Sports Rapid City. Glad you're here. The Nate Brown Show live. A lot of South Dakota sports talk tonight. Some great guests across the board. One of the all-time great coaches in high school basketball, Derek Robey's on tonight. He's calling it a career, at least for now. We'll see. Maybe he'll start reffing youth tournaments or something like that to have a little fun on the weekend. Derek Robey's coming up, Sioux Falls O'Gorman. Let's talk Sacramento State to the FBS with a guy that's he's seen Sacramento State over the years. He's a Big Sky Conference guy, former athletic director, University of Montana, Jim O'Day on tonight. Jim, welcome back in. How are you?
Great. Always great to talk to you, Nate. Hope things are all well where you're at.
I'm doing great. I appreciate your time. I thought of you when I saw this news of a Big Sky Conference team who gets out of the Big Sky, and they say, well, we're going FBS. Nobody knew where, when, how. Sacramento State's going to go to the MAC, and it's going to cost them $18 million up front here, $18 million fee, and then $5 million from the NCAA to make the jump. So we're talking $23 million all in, and paying for travel costs for MAC teams to play them out at Sacramento State. So I just wanted your reaction to Sacramento State. They said they were going, then they finally get a spot. What do you think of that deal?
You know, things are changing so fast again, that it's very interesting. I can see probably both sides of the story. I know the one thing that Sac State has been looking at, they have wanted to get into the FBS for quite some time. I understand that, where they're located and everything. I can see why they would love to get into a spot at some point where they're playing more of the San Jose States and the Fresno States and stuff like that. But unless you have an opening, unless you get invited to a conference like the Mountain West or whatever, like North Dakota State did, you're in trouble. I mean, it's hard, and so I think the prices are really going up. I think now to move to FBS, I think with the money that comes through television and everything like that at the bigger conferences, that everybody wants to kind of get into that FBS before the new television contracts come due, because who knows if they'll expand much after that.
Yeah. I want to ask you, when you look at this, the price tag, we don't know Sacramento State's budget exactly. We have sense for, okay, here's their budget overall athletically, and what's behind the school donors and stuff. They don't get any conference money here right now. They have to pay money. They needed a spot to get to. It felt like a little bit of a reach. Would you have signed a deal like this if you were the AD?
Man, it'd be hard. Number one, it'd have to be your president, and I know the Sac State president is pretty aggressive. I mean, he has really wanted to get them up into the FBS. So, I mean, if you look at a university budget, and it can be anywhere from $350 to $600 million a year, if you look at it from our levels, and again, we don't know what the payout is every year. How much do you have to pay on that every year? If you have to put it all up front, you know what? You might have a big donor who's really interested in doing it. I know Sac State has potential for some real big donors from some of the people that I know at Sac State, who kind of have said over the years they've wanted to get at a bigger level. They feel that they would fit better, and that's a gamble and it's a risk. But if they're willing to put in the money to be able to do that, I guess, you know what? It's all different. I know in Montana we would have trouble finding that unless you had one or two guys who said, you know what, we'll give you $30 million because we want to do it. But there's not a lot of places you're going to find that with schools that are playing at the FCS.
Jim O'Day's on tonight here on the Nate Brown Show. His reaction to Sacramento State. Used to be in the Big Sky Conference. Now they're going to go FBS to the MAC. It's going to cost him a lot. He's the former athletic director for the Grizz. So the president at Sac State said this today. He said, we're going to make an estimated economic impact on this of $975 million for Sacramento, It's going to have a national broadcast value on ESPN and CBS of $675 million. I think there's truth to some of those major broadcast value metrics. I do. Do you think that helps Sac State in a big way? The eyeballs, the brand, the awareness. Does this benefit them long term?
I would say only time is going to tell. Those are pretty big metrics that you're looking at. I always remember years ago, and Don Reed, who was the great all-time coach at Montana, led us to a national championship in 1995. He went to Sac State, and he always said, if Sac State ever gets in the Big Sky, which eventually they did, he said, look out, because they could dominate. They literally have the money down there. They have the numbers down there. They have a recruiting base down there that if they get the respect from the people in the California area, they could really do something special. Years ago, Boise State did it. They took that big gamble, and it has paid off well for them. Sac State possibly could take that big gamble, and it'll pay off for them as well, just because you have so many people that live in that area, so many alums, and some wealth that can definitely help you get through that. But, man, those are big metrics that you're talking about right there. Those are way beyond what I would have been expecting or that I would be aware of.
Let me ask you about Sacramento State's long game. I think it is, hey, we got to get into the FBS. The MAC said we can get in, so we're going to do this. Eventually, we want to get into this new Pac-12 with San Diego State, with Fresno State, with some of these schools. Do you think that could be possible after 5 years?
Anything's possible. If they start winning and they start drawing good crowds, which they could do, because, again, a lot of the people in Sac, I totally understand that. I said people in Sacramento really don't have a lot in common with those of us in Montana and South Dakota, North Dakota. A lot of the Big Sky schools, they really don't. And so those people down there are used to seeing between the NFL and the majors, UCLA, USC, schools like that, anything is possible, and if they rally around them, there's always that potential for things like that to happen. And, the Pac-12 or whatever it's going to be called is not what it used to be. The big schools now are Washington State and Oregon State, and you're going to get the Boise States and people like that. It's not necessarily like you're looking at the Washington and the Oregon and schools like that. So, again, it's a risk and it's a gamble, and time will only tell. But I don't think it's a bad one for them. I mean, that's what their goal has been, and sometimes you have to take that big leap of faith and hope that it works.
Yeah, I think that's what they're doing. Jim O'Day's on tonight. Couple more. I'll let him run. Former athletic director for the Montana Grizzlies. So everybody asked Jim, look at Montana, #1 fan base in the FCS. Biggest crowds, great support, so much passion. So why doesn't Montana or Montana State, why don't they try and go to the FBS? Do those numbers, do they just not have that ability to get that much money support behind it? And do the donors think, well, we're fine in the FCS. Where is the future here for the Grizz and the Bobcats?
A great question. Again, one that will be determined over time. Was it something we should have done or shouldn't have done? Personally, I think when these new television contracts come due, I don't think that a lot of these FBS school or conferences are going to want to expand a lot more. So maybe that $23 million is going to be cheap. Who knows? But for schools like Montana State, yes, we don't have great competitors. We don't have NFL teams. We don't have big-time college teams other than the Montana Grizzlies and the Montana State Bobcats. So the state of Montana pretty well is pretty good about following these schools, paying pretty good prices to pay. I mean, to go to games, your seat prices are pretty expensive. But again, I could see them being very, very similar to someone like a Wyoming and people like that, and if the right situation was there. But I don't really know. I mean, I would love to, personally, myself, I would love to see us start to play some of those schools again. I loved it when we played the Appalachian States, the James Madisons, schools like that. I thought academically it brought us into a better peer group. then maybe what we might start to look at is FCS going to be similar to Division II when the big guys break out, which we know will happen sometime. If they can figure out the biggest concern right now is how do we work through the NCAA basketball tournament for men, because that pays 90% of the championship fees for the other sports for the NCAA, and the NCAA doesn't want to let go of that. And so there's a big push right there, but ultimately you can see the big 40, 45 are probably going to move on. I would love to see the Dakotas, North Dakotas and South Dakotas and the Montanas at that next, maybe it would be called the FBS level, I don't know. But I think we could compete. I think it'd be fine. And let's get away from thinking we can stick financially with an Ohio State or Michigan.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that. I think there is going to be a break-off. It's just, is the FBS then going to let you into the Mountain West, let you into the new Pac-12? Is there a hunger for it in Montana at all? Do you know of any people saying, we need to look at this feasibility study, we should be FBS?
You know what, day by day, that has been the case. I know when I was athletic director, and we went through a deal with the WAC at that time, and they were very aggressive with us. I met with them. They wanted Montana State. They were willing to take us. We made the decision at the time, I believe this is 2009, 2010, and the decision, my suggestion to our president at that time was, we're in a good spot, but we need to evaluate this every 5 years, because times are going to change fast. But at that time, I felt that we were kind of being pursued. I don't know if we're one of the major pursuers or being pursued that way right now.
Yeah.
Again, it's going to be all about money. I think Montana State, the Dakota schools, North Dakota, South Dakota State, North Dakota State. I think there could be a great league that would really benefit everybody. I just don't know if the puzzle will all fit together.
Last one for Jim O'Day, joins us tonight, former athletic director at Montana. Great to have him. Reaction to Sacramento State getting to the FBS, and they're going to join the MAC. Side question, longtime coach, all-time winningest coach there in the Big Sky, Bobby Hauck. He retired, but only for about a week or so. Now he goes to Illinois as the defensive coordinator. The big headline is he just didn't want to be a head coach anymore. What was your takeaway from that sentiment?
I know Bobby very well. We stay in touch a lot. He was one of the coaches I had for a long time. And as I told him, I said, Bobby, I was not shocked. I was surprised, maybe in the timing. But I've told people, Bobby, everyone says he's going to retire here. I said, I don't see that. I said, I see Bobby as a guy who maybe will want to take one more run and maybe not be the head coach. I thought maybe he would go in the NFL as a special teams coach, because I think he would be incredible. I think he'd be one of the better special teams coaches in the NFL. But he was starting to burn out. I talked to a lot of these older coaches. I was just with Jimmy McElwain as well, and we're talking about it, and it's like, you know what? We want to coach kids. We don't want to spend all of our time doing all the periphery things that we're having to do, when what we got into this business for was to be able to work with kids, to make them better, to be a big part in their lives, and not as somebody who's just shuffling money around, doing things like this. And I think that frustration is getting to coaches that are experienced, over a number of years. The younger guys are going to have to do it. But, so with Bobby, I was excited for him. I was tickled for him to be able to get that chance to, again, be at the next level, to make a good situation for retirement in a couple of years. I don't see him I just did not see that he would totally give up football.
Yeah, he did.
So this is a great situation for him, and I totally understand it, but I think at our level, that's what we're going to have to start looking out for a lot more of.
Jim O'Day on tonight. Really appreciate your time, Jim, and perspective. We'll talk again, and I thank you a lot for coming on.
Anytime, Nate. Wishing everybody out there all the best.
Appreciate it. Jim O'Day on tonight. He's the former athletic director. Spent a long time there at Montana. Run the show for the Grizz, and he's here on the Nate Brown Show tonight on South Dakota Sports Talk Show, Fox Sports Radio. Good perspective. Wanted his take. He knew Sacramento State, competed against them in the Big Sky over the years, and Sacramento State always wanted to go FBS. Well, they've been wanting to. Now they said they were going, didn't have a place. Now they do have a place. It's just going to cost a lot of money. It's an expensive house, expensive new place. Sacramento State to the MAC. Appreciated Jim O'Day coming on tonight, former AD at Montana. Question of the day, if you haven't answered it, will this benefit Sacramento State long term? I know we're making light of it. They jumped the gun. They really did. I think their planning was messed up. I mean, everybody thinks all these big companies or big universities and stuff have everything lined up. You know, they've got, hey, we're smarter than everybody. We got everything lined up. We have all this plan. I mean, this stuff just comes together like, hey, we're going to the FBS. We're going, man, in your face. And then we're like, wait, are we going? Yeah, no, we're going. We're going. Hey, the MAC's going to make us pay $23 million. All right, I guess we're going. Good luck. So I think all this stuff kind of just, hey, fine. And so they were desperate. They had to get a spot. North Dakota State swooped in, got the real spot. That's the real spot in the Mountain West. This is the MAC, but is it going to benefit them long term? That's what I'd like to know. I think that's a different question to me. I think getting to the FBS is the place you want to get. I really believe that. I believe that for a university, for a business decision, for a football program. The FBS is the place you need to get to. So I think long-term they're going to benefit, but what say you? 605-720-1067. Will Sac State benefit long-term from getting to the FBS, even though the price tag today, very hefty? We'll go to Derek Robey, longtime high school basketball coach. He's calling it a career. Last season as head coach for Sioux Falls O'Gorman. Derek Robey live next.
This is the Nate.
There's nothing like it. Not for hundreds of miles in any direction. A gathering space for all kinds of people from all kinds of backgrounds. To share, to revel, to stand together and celebrate life's greatest moments.
We are number one. So you can always be their number one. Black Hills Surgical Hospital and Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center. The number one hospital in the nation for major orthopedic surgery.
Show your home some love with an upgrade to Acclaim replacement windows and an ensemble entry door. Get 20% off windows and doors with no money down, no interest, and no payments for 12 months. Plus, get an extra 5% off the entire project if purchased on initial consultation. Energy efficient, durable, and custom made for the perfect fit. It's time to show your home some love. Call today or visit RBARapidCity.com to book your free estimate.
What do you call a place? It's one of Deadwood's largest casinos, but is it really a casino? Because you can't decide, should I play or eat or wait? There's a liquor-infused ice cream bar? I mean, you're playing craps one minute, and the next you're looking at a charcuterie board? What even is that? Never mind the gunfight outside. You don't have time for that. You've got espressos to down and games to bet on, and a pub with 48 whiskeys? What do you even call a place like that?
I didn't know anything about radon. I didn't know it's a gas you can't see or smell. I didn't know it's radioactive from decaying uranium deep underground. It can seep through cracks in your foundation and collect in your house. 1 in 15 homes have high levels, and you don't know if yours is one of them unless you have your home tested. And radon? Well, radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer in America. I wish I would have known that.
Call Blackburn Foundation Repair for radon testing and mitigation.
Are there as many kinds of vehicles as there are kinds of people? We think so. At Black Hills Federal Credit Union, we help all kinds of people come together with all kinds of vehicles. With loans made to fit everyone and every ride.
The Nate Brown.
All right, it is South Dakota Sports Talk Show. It's always a great day in South Dakota. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had today off. Kids off school. Hope you are off work. We're getting after it. President's Day edition of the Nate Brown Show. South Dakota Sports Talk Show. Fox Sports Radio on KWSN Sioux Falls. Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome in. A lot of high school hoops talk right now. You know, I love this time of year. I mean, people say, oh, we're kind of in no football. I don't care. I love this time of year. High school basketball, full swing. You got a month left, essentially, less than that. State tournament's a month away, actually. So this is big time right now. We'll talk to Jason Andera coming up, get his read on the best teams in the state. SDPB Sports, high school sports analyst. Jandy's coming up. But I wanted to reach out to this coach. I've watched him over his career, covered a lot of his games, East River to West River, and he is calling it good after this season, at least for now, I guess. O'Gorman head boys basketball coach Derek Robey. This team's 10-6 as they enter the home stretch. Coach, good to get you on. How are you?
Well, I'm doing well, Nate. Thanks for having me on. Like I told you earlier, I'm honored.
Well, I appreciate that. I'm excited to have you on. I haven't talked to you in a while and thought, man, I got to talk to you about your season, the career, kind of what's been going on with you. And I want to ask you off the top, why'd you decide here to say, all right, this is good for now. This will be it for now. What went into that?
You know, I've been thinking about it, kind of contemplating it for a good year now. You know, last summer, and you know, my son, who was my assistant, decided to kind of step away. He has 4 kids, chasing around, you know, his 4 kids, little ones, and so you know, with him kind of stepping away, I kind of thought, you know what, maybe it's time that I do the same. And you know, 40 seasons is 40 seasons. It's, you know, what a lot of people don't realize, and you know this because you broadcast every single game. You know, a basketball season is year-round, and it goes over all the major holidays. So, you know, if you're a basketball coach, you have to get back for practice over Thanksgiving. You know, you're with your family, you come back, and then Christmas, and then, of course, President's Day weekend, spring break. You hit them all, and I'm thinking to myself, you know what, maybe it's time that I have some family time as well.
Okay, I was wondering about that. I know it's busy, and it's a commitment because you take it serious, and you know, parents and players expect you to take it serious. I mean, it's not just, oh, we're just kind of practicing a little bit and just showing up. So you guys have put a great program together. I wanted to ask you about the longevity here, 40 seasons. I've talked to coaches. There's not going to be any more guys like you, Coach. Dave Hollenbeck, guys like that. There's nobody like that anymore, do you think?
Well, I think you're on to something. You know, it's getting harder and harder. It really is. You know, I think there's a misconception out there that, you know, high school coaches make, a lot of money, and you were, in a sense, you know, you could go work at a gas station behind the counter and make more money than what we're doing as far as the actual coaching and the actual hourly wage, you know, added to your teaching. I get that, but it's getting harder and harder. You know, it's the culture, the world we live in. It's the expectation is to play year round. So, you know, for me, you know, again, I'm getting up there at age. For me, it's okay. Well, you're doing doing fundamental camps in the summer. You're doing your leagues in the summer. You're attending team camps in the summer. Let's get the guys in the weight room. Let's have open gym, not just in the summer, but in the fall. Let's begin leagues again. It was becoming a year-round deal. And, and I shouldn't say becoming. It's always been that. But now with the travel basketball and, athletes, they all have their own workout guys. And, you're juggling, trying to, fit all this in and just concentrate on your high school season. It's getting harder and harder.
Yeah.
The parent expectations, the demands are it seems like they expect more, and it was just getting harder. And I thought, you know what, again, I should let some younger guys, younger generation, go at this a little bit. But like you alluded to, I don't know if this is a complete end of the road for me. Right now it is. I'm tired. I'm looking forward to some downtime for at least a year. But my wife just laughs because she says, you know what, you're not going to stay retired from basketball very long. And who knows, I might, dabble in some things already next year. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm still going to teach. I still have a few years left teaching, and I do some junior high cross country. I do some of that stuff, and maybe I'll dabble into some junior high coaching down the road.
All right.
Maybe I'll be an assistant coach. Who knows? But, I enjoy it. I love being around the kids. It keeps me young, I guess. But it was a hard decision. It really was. But I just thought, you know what? It's time. It's time to let, again, maybe some younger generation take over and have fun with it.
That's why I didn't say retired. I didn't say retired, Derek Robey. I said he's going to call it good for now. O'Gorman head boys basketball coach Derek Robey on tonight here on the Nate Brown Show on Fox Sports Radio. So, talking about your career, I do want to talk about this. Think back when you started, first 5 years, maybe the first 10 years, I don't know, to the last 5 years. What's been different? I'm just talking about, you talked about expectations and people talk about high pressure. And is it different from your first 5 years, first 10 years to the last 5?
Oh, yeah, it's definitely different. Again, our culture's different. Everything from what the expectation is, it's getting to be year-round. It was always a year-round job for me in the sense of when I first started, I remember having the open gyms every single day of the summer, and I'd play along with the kids, and, that's always been a big part of it. But it's different in the sense that the expectations are different. If you don't win, you're getting, abused, whether it's from the parents or whether it's from the outside. Our social media doesn't help that out any. It's just what it is. And like I said, I've enjoyed it. I really have. I can't see myself doing anything else. It's been a really, really tough decision, and one that I kind of thought I was going to go this route last summer. I kind of thought about it. I thought, you know what, maybe I'll just end on 40, and for now anyway. And it's kind of a roller coaster for me. There are days when I'm thinking to myself, you know what, I'm definitely making the right decision. I'm going to move on and have some downtime. But then there's days like today, I come home from practice and, I go up to the school right away in the morning and, break down film and have practice. And I didn't have to necessarily teach, so I was able to concentrate on basketball a little bit. And I thought, maybe I still have a few years left in me. Who knows? But
I like that.
Like I said, I don't know what the end's going to be. I really don't. I'm at peace with the decision for this year, no doubt about it. I definitely think it's the right decision. I'm at peace with it. But there again, I don't know if this is going to drive me crazy a year from now, and I'm going to have to try to get back. I don't know.
Let me ask you this. Has that changed? Hey, this is it for my time now at O'Gorman. Has that changed how you view this season? I mean, I'm just saying, you're 10-6. You're right in the mix. We know that Lincoln's the team to beat, and you almost got them. You almost got them last week. Has that changed your perspective as you coach, knowing, hey, this is the run here for me right now?
No, really hasn't. A coach is a coach. I told the kids earlier this year when I announced it to them, I told them, I'm still going to coach the heck out of them, and I'm certainly not just cashing it in or, waving the white towel right now. That's for sure. I'm too competitive for that. But I don't know if it's affected me any, maybe a little bit in the sense that, maybe we don't have to go as long today. I'm a big believer in, saving the legs at this time of year, so I don't go as long. And when I walk out the door, then I just know that now it's some family time. I need to just kind of get away from it. And I didn't always do that. I'll be the first to admit my priorities were not always the best when I was in this profession. They always talk about putting your family first, and well, first of all, your faith and your family, then your job. And you know what? I don't think I've done that. In fact, if I'm being honest with myself, I probably haven't. I always put my job first, and I just had a passion for it, and I love the kids. The team I have this year, I love them. They're great kids, and they're fun to be around, and that's why it's kind of like a roller coaster. I'm thinking to myself, what am I doing? Do I really want to do this? But like I said, there are days, I still get emotional talking about it because, it's such a big part of my life, But again, like you talked about, Nate, the 40-year type of guys are just going to get harder and harder harder and harder to see just because of, maybe the outside world, I guess.
I do believe that. I really do. Derek Robey on tonight. I said you almost knocked off Lincoln, so I am going to ask you. You guys want to make the state AA. You're in that home stretch here. You got to win a SODAC 16 game, the whole thing. I like your team. I looked at it and said, now, Lincoln seems like they're the team to beat. Do you still feel that? I understand you're like, hey, we could have got them. Okay.
Absolutely. Lincoln is the team to beat. There's no doubt about it. They got us down early. Like they got us down by 12. It was 12-0 before we even started the game, and I had to burn a couple timeouts. But we inched our way back into it, maybe relaxed a little bit. We had our shots, and we definitely we went for the win. You're at their place, and we thought, what, we have the ball. Let's go for three. Let's get out of here, and let's upset them and kind of shock the basketball world as far as South Dakota went. But it just wasn't meant to be. That's always happening. There's a couple games like that we lost. We were at Roosevelt, did the same thing. We had a shot to beat them at their place, and it just in and out, and one of those looks. So there are games where you could have won, and certainly there's some games we won that we probably shouldn't have. So it goes hand in hand, and with me being at this for 40 years, I know there's a lot of those type of games are games we should have won or maybe could have in the past, but we'll try to make a run here down the stretch.
I know that, and I've seen you do it multiple state championships under Derek Robey at O'Gorman, head boys basketball coach. They're 10-6, just a few games here, and we're getting into tournament time, Coach, and we'll get you on again. I appreciate you coming on, talking about it. Looking forward to watching the home run here.
Well, I appreciate everything, Nate, and I appreciate everything you do for South Dakota sports and South Dakota basketball. So thanks for having me on. It was an honor.
I appreciate your time. Derek Robey, one of the great coaches in South Dakota high school basketball, has won a lot of games there. Sioux Falls O'Gorman head boys basketball coach, of course, didn't start there. He's had a long career winning at a lot of places, a lot of tournaments. Lincoln, the team to beat in AA. But maybe it's a little more open. I mean, you got Roosevelt, you got O'Gorman. Hey, what about Harrisburg? I mean, AA's interesting here. Lincoln for sure the team to beat. Can somebody get them? Can somebody knock them off? Will O'Gorman be in that mix? O'Gorman 10-6 right now. Derek Robey, the head boys basketball coach in his last season for now. Appreciate him coming on South Dakota Sports Talk Show. We come right back. Let's take a look at the question of the day and get an update on this. Let's get an update on the Sacramento State question of the day. Will it benefit them long term? Jump to the FBS. We'll get into it. Hang on.
This is South Dakota's Sports Talk.
There's nothing like it. Not for hundreds of miles in any direction. A gathering space for all kinds of people from all kinds of backgrounds. To share, to revel, to stand together and celebrate life's greatest moments.
We are number one. So you can always one. Black Hills Surgical Hospital and Black Hills Orthoner. The number one for major orthopedic surgery.
Home to acclaimed replacement windows and an ensemble entry door. Get 20% off windows and doors with no money down, no interest, and no payments for 12 months. Plus, get an extra 5% off the entire project if purchased on initial consultation. Energy efficient, durable, and custom made for the perfect fit. It's time to show your home some love. Call today or visit rbarapidcity.com to book your free estimate.
What do you call a place? It's one of Deadwood's largest casinos, but is it really a casino? Because you can't decide, should I play or eat or wait, there's a liquor-infused ice cream bar? I mean, you're playing craps 1 minute and the next you're looking at a charcuterie board? What even is that? Never mind the gunfight outside, you don't have time for that. You've got espressos to down and games to bet on and a pub with 48 whiskeys? What do you even call a place like that?
I didn't know anything about radon. I didn't know it's a gas you can't see or smell. I didn't know it's radioactive from decaying uranium deep underground. It can seep through cracks in your foundation and collect in your house. 1 in 15 homes have high levels, and you don't know if yours is one of them unless you have your home tested. And radon? Well, radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer in America. I wish I would have known that.
Call Blackburn Foundation Repair for radon testing and mitigation.
Are there as many kinds of vehicles as there are kinds of people? We think so. At Black Hills Federal Credit Union, we help all kinds of people come together with all kinds of vehicles. With loans made to fit everyone and every ride.
On YouTube.
All right, welcome back in. The Nate Brown Show is on tonight, President's Day. Hope you've had a great day. You're into your drive home, I hope. Maybe you had the day off. You're enjoying this great day in South Dakota. The Nate Brown Show powered by Black Hills Federal Credit Union, my family's banking partner. We made the switch, and I know you're thinking, it's hard to switch banks. It's really not. They make it easy. Go to bhfcu.com. bhfcu.com. Absolutely great rates. So when you're talking rates right now, you need great rates. They've got them on vehicle loans, personal business loans. Go to bhfcu.com, become a member. 18 locations from the Black Hills to Sioux Falls. I'm a member. Glad I switched. Take advantage of all the great things. Have a bank that works for you. bhfcu.com. Derek Robey on tonight. O'Gorman head boys basketball coach. He's calling it a career for now. 40 seasons in. 40 seasons. This is his 41st. And he kind of told me, I don't know if he's going to be done there. I don't know if Derek Robey's going to be done. I was going to volunteer him. I said, hey, if he wants to do basketball stuff, we could always use some youth basketball refs on the weekend. We got sure. Jim O'Day was on tonight, former athletic director, University of Montana. Great perspective from him when it comes to Sacramento State, who left the Big Sky Conference, who told everybody they're going to the FBS. Nobody knew where they were going to go. Nobody had a spot for them until Sacramento State could come up with $23 million. That's the fee to enter the MAC. They're going to be playing some action, sack to the MAC. 23 million is going to be the number. Everybody's smacking them today. Everybody around here is just smacking them, which I understand. I smacked them a little bit. I mean, because they just didn't have a smart plan. They didn't do the right thing. They're saying it's pie in the sky stuff. Hey, we're going to make all this money, the economic impact, the media value, all that stuff. I believe in a lot of that stuff. They're just throwing that stuff out there. So they threw it out there that they were going to go before they actually got an opportunity to go. North Dakota State, as I said, whether you like the Bison or not, they held firm, did it smart, looked at study, okay, figured out how they're going to play this out. Mountain West, boom, they're in. Sacramento State's just desperate, needing something, and they go to the MAC, and they're going to pay a big number. Got to pay a big number. So I've got people reacting. My question of the day tonight, do you believe Sacramento State going to the FBS will benefit long-term from this? I think right now it's easy to pick on them just for the reasons we have. The lack of a plan, the jumping the gun, the whole thing of being cocky and being out front. I mean, all that. Talking a big game, there was nothing behind it. So now they finally get to the FBS, but they're going to have to pay for teams to come to Sacramento State. Actually, they're going to pay for their air travel. I mean, that's kind of a low blow. It's like, hey, we'll let you into the MAC. You got to cover everybody's air travel to play you guys. Oh, okay, no problem. And dinner. All right. And breakfast. Anyway, try and throw some more stuff in there. Will it benefit them long term is my question of the day. Even as we make light of Sac State and the move and the whole thing to the FBS, I still believe that's the benefit long term that schools need to do. It's really a university business decision, and I base that on people say, well, why do you need to get to the FBS? It is about enrollment, revenue, brand, awareness, growth. That's what it's about. The FCS, you can hit a ceiling. You can hit a ceiling. North Dakota State hit that ceiling. I would argue South Dakota State's even kind of closer to the ceiling than the floor, right? So there's a ceiling in the FCS, just nationally. The FCS has lost a lot of good programs. It's not what it used to be. And I think it's going to get worse. So FBS is where you want to be. I'm not telling you should do the Sac State plan. You should do the North Dakota State plan. Smart, work behind the scenes, relationships, feasibility studies, donor relations, prepare. That's what SDSU should be doing. USD, by the way, don't get left behind. So I think it does benefit you long term to get to the FBS. Sacramento State just took the hardest road possible by being so desperate, being so cocky. Then they put themselves in a box. Now they're like, well, we can't get any games. What are we going to do? We can't be independent. Hey, Mac, let's do this. $23 million. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, I just couldn't imagine doing that. So I think the benefit long-term is fine. What say you? Lister text 605-720-1067. I think the benefit long-term is fine for Sacramento State. I do. FBS, to me, is still where you want to get to. Brand, growth, enrollment, awareness, revenue. It's media deals. That's the game you want to be in. So 82% of you voting in the poll say it's not going to benefit Sacramento State to be in the FBS. Well, I think you look at the price tag today and you think it's absurd. $5 million to get to the jump, $18 million to the conference, paying for trips to fly to Sacramento State. I understand that. So 82% of you say it's no benefit for Sac State long-term to the FBS. 18% of you say, yes, FBS is the best place to be. It is the best place to be. You got to do it the right way. Sacramento State didn't. SDSU, I hope USD, I hope Montana State, maybe UND, I don't know, but I hope there's a spot for these schools to stay together and be at the FBS. Let's see. Listener text coming in. Is it a long-term benefit for Sacramento State? Here on the Nate Brown Show text line, 605-720-1067. Listener text, they had no success in FCS and will have no success in the FBS. End of the day, same success in front of more people is still more money. Yeah? That's my point. That's a good point. I don't know who sent that in. That was a good one. Jeremy is an FCS fan from USD. Listener text, it would have been good for all the Montanas and the Dakota schools to go to the same FBS league, but I really don't see what these FCS teams want to go up for. I know we want to compete against the best, but in today's landscape, do we really think we can compete financially against the big guys, Alabama's, Texas? At least the FCS, we have a chance. And Jeremy, here's the thing. It's not about playing with Texas. There's going to be a new FBS. There's going to be, I still believe, a huge Power Four. Power Four governing themselves, and the new FBS is where I want SDSU UST to get to. So, let's see. Listener text. Enrollment will not grow at SDSU or USD. Only so big of a population to go to school. I would disagree with that. This isn't just about South Dakota going to South Dakota schools. When SDSU made the tournament, the interest went off the charts. That was the first time people got introduced to South Dakota State nationally. When SDSU, Nate Walters, some of these guys were playing in the tournament, that's when everyone's like, wait, Jackrabbits? All right. I mean, so this is about a national thing, not just South Dakota. Listener text, Sacramento State jumping to the MAC is just dumb. Couldn't wait for the Pac-12 invite? Well, they messed it up. That's the whole plan. Their whole plan was messed up. Their goal, I believe, is to get to the Pac-12. Fresno State, San Diego State, the new Pac-12, Oregon State. That's who they want to get to. They thought they better get FBS now because they told everybody, hey, we're leaving. We're going to FBS. You are? All right. Keep sending them in. Good stuff from you guys. 605-720-1067. Will it benefit Sac State long-term to go FBS? Big price tag today. I thought it was dumb strategy. But they got there. I don't know if they got over their skis. I think they did. But will it benefit them long-term? I still believe it will. I don't think they're going to fold up shop. They're not going to fold up shop like Humboldt State or something. So, all right. College coach gets fired, and now they don't want to pay him for what he said about his players. So this is a big one, and I'm going to get into this debate coming up.
This is the Nate Brown Show.
President's Day sale is on at Splash City. Rest, relax, and enjoy a new Sundance or jacuzzi spa. Soothe your worries away with pure relaxation in the privacy of your backyard. Right now, during the President's Day sale, get 0% financing for 72 months on hot tubs and swim spas, or up to $5,000 in instant manufacturer rebates. Plus, get an accessory package valued at $2,000 with all qualifying purchases. But wait, there's more. Get 0% financing for 48 months on saunas. Visit Splash City in Sioux Falls, Rapid City, or Sioux City. It's time to make a splash. You've earned it.
The bakers of Country Hearth and Village Hearth Breads are proud to support local education with Loaves for Learning, the program that makes it easy to earn money for your school. Enjoy Country Hearth and Village Hearth all-natural breads, buns, bagels, and more. Then save the UPC from the package for your school to collect and redeem. Each is worth 5 cents and can be used for books, computers, sports, music, whatever your school needs. Up to $10,000 a year. Learn more at loavesforlearning.com. Country Hearth and Village Hearth Breads, baking our best for you.
Count on unequaled selection with the best price at Mr. Liquor in Rapid City. This month's specials include $5 off all Fireball liters, now $15.99. Save a whopping $8 off handles of Wheatley vodka, now only $21.99. Or choose all varieties of Menage a Trois wines, just $9.99. Price is good at both Mr. Liquor stores, off Catron next to Walmart, or on the corner of West Chicago and Sturgis Road in Rapid City.
Shop the area's best selection of pre-owned Hondas and Honda certified pre-owned at Danny Mano Rushmore Honda. Get financing as low as 1.49% APR for 60 months on certified pre-owned Accords, CRVs, HRVs, and Pilots. Plus, shop a lot full of used imports and domestics. Virtually any make or model, including a great selection of all-wheel drives and 4x4s. See us at Danny Mano Rushmore Honda or RushmoreHonda.com. $17.31 per $1,000 finance, regardless of down payment, with qualified credit.
KIMM Rapid City and K294BT Rapid City, the Black Hills Sports Station, 106.7 FM and 1150 AM. Fox Sports Rapid City.
Whether you run the race, make the catch, cast a line, pitch a tent, or just look good doing it, Shields Rapid City has your gear. From athletic clothing from your favorite team, cold weather gear to keep you warm, to the best camping selection this side of the Black Hills, and the most stylish and functional women's outerwear and footwear. Shields has the widest selection of the best brands in the business. So when you're ready to get out, get in the game, or get going, get to Shields. Shields, we're right there with you at Rushmore Crossing in Rapid City.
Hi, I'm Bill at Wire for USA. If you're looking for internet, TV, security systems, or cell booster systems, why would you look at a company that only gives you one choice for each of these systems? Wire for USA offers it all. Viasat, Hughes, CenturyLink, Dish TV, DirecTV, Wilson cell booster systems, and now Starlink and Equistar internet systems. Starlink and Equistar are the newest, the fastest, and the strongest satellite internet made. No limit, no contract. Wire for USA has it. Call 605-341-5361. Whatever your home or business needs are, call Wire for USA for the products and the service. You don't need training wheels with our system. Connect to the future with Wire for USA at 605-341-5361. We are hometown, we are South Dakota, and we do appreciate your business. 605-341-5361. See us at our new location, 710 North La Crosse Street in Rapid City.
This is the Nate Brown Show. From the biggest national names to the hottest stories across South Dakota. Welcome to the Nate Brown Show. Here's your host, Nate Brown.
All right, welcome back in. Busy show so far. Great first hour. If you missed it, we had Derek Robey on tonight, longtime O'Gorman head boys basketball coach. He's been a great coach in South Dakota for 40 seasons. Can you believe that? He's won a lot of games, state championships. Derek Robey on tonight. Just wanted to get him on his last season at O'Gorman. He's 10-6, and it was an interesting interview talking about his career and the longevity of high school coaches and why he's calling it good for now. Sounded like he was going to stay in this thing somehow. That's just my read. Derek Robey in the first hour from O'Gorman. Jim O'Day was on tonight, former athletic director at the University of Montana. I've known Jim over the years. He's done a great job. He ran that show for the Grizz, knows Sacramento State, knows the Big Sky Conference, and knows Sacramento State's been talking about this. They've been talking about it. They've been wanting to go FBS a long time, and they really pushed the gas down this year. And so far down, they went over the edge. And it's like, well, we're gone, see you, we're out. And then they got out of the Big Sky. They're trying to schedule games. They're going to go independent. You just can't do that. So they have to pay big money now to get to the MAC. Sacramento State to the MAC. Jim O'Day was on in the first hour reacting his read on Sacramento State. And I asked him, will the Montana State Bobcats, will South Dakota State, some of these schools go FBS? Hear those interviews on the Nate Brown Show podcast. If you missed the first hour, we'll have those up ready to go in the Nate Brown Show podcast. Search for it on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, wherever you get your podcast. We are live in the second hour on South Dakota Sports Talk Show, Fox Sports Radio, KWSN Sioux Falls, and Fox Sports Rapid City. Now let's get into this. I got a second question of the day I want to throw out, so let's go down to Kansas State. Kansas State basketball's in a situation here the past few days. They fired their coach, Jerome Tang. They've been struggling. So if you haven't followed K-State basketball, really bad, struggling in the Big 12, can't do anything. Jerome Tang went into the press conference the other day and said, these players don't deserve to wear the Kansas State uniform. It's embarrassing. And so he kind of went off. And by the way, it's not like I feel like really sorry for Jerome Tang. It's like, you recruited these players, and I think he knows this. He understands. He's like, some of these guys won't be back next year. We're going to change this whole thing. But he went off the other day at the press conference. Shouldn't be wearing the K-State uniform. It's embarrassing. We're going to have practice at 6 a.m., blah, blah, okay? Kansas State fires him, and here's the twist. They fired him because he just didn't win, right? But now the athletic director at K-State's putting on a press conference saying, well, we fired him for cause because he brought embarrassment to the university nationally by his comments the other day. There's a clause in the contract which we could fire him for cause because he brought embarrassment and whatever legalese you want to say to the university through his conduct nationally in what he was saying. So hang on a second. Let me ask you this question here. Whether you care about K-State basketball or not, the bigger question when you look at stories like this, do you think coaches can publicly call out players? Can they call out players in the media, criticize players? And by the way, in this new age where players are getting paid big money, do you think it's even more fair for coaches to publicly criticize players? I'd like to get the public sentiment of South Dakota Sports Talk Show on this topic. So the K-State thing, they're just trying to figure out how to save $18 million because that's the buyout in his contract, which they just extended him. So I love how these guys, all these administrators, they extend all these guys. After they have a little bit of a run, they extend them, and all the big boosters, oh, yeah, let's do it. And then they struggle, and then they don't want to pay them, and it's the administrator's fault. It's the administrator's fault. And they act like it's, oh, man, we got to figure out this. So the AD and the school administration messed it up. Maybe Jerome Tang wasn't all that. They went over the top and gave him a big deal. Now they don't want to pay his buyouts. Sorry, that's not how it works. You messed it up. Whether you like the buyouts, I hate the buyouts. I hate them. But nonetheless, the AD and the administration is trying to mix this up. Oh, he brought embarrassment by talking that, about the players like that, embarrassment to the university. Can you criticize players? Is that fair in public, in the media, in college? Some people would say, oh, you can do that in the pros and the stuff. It's like, these are college kids. I'm not buying that for a second. We always have to figure out a little bit of a soft way to, you shouldn't do this. You shouldn't criticize coaches or this, coaches or that. We love criticizing coaches. This person this person that. And then when the coaches criticize players, even though it's his players, I get it. I'm not crying for Jerome Tang, K-State. I'm telling you, it's okay to criticize players publicly and in the media, correct? That's my question of the day. Or do you feel sorry for college kids? These are just poor college kids. This is the real deal. This isn't pansy stuff anymore. So, give me a break. Brought embarrassment to Kansas, brought embarrassment to the university. They're trying to find a way to save $18 million. Can't have it. Can't have it. Question of the day. Do you believe that college coaches can call out players publicly and be more critical in the media today? Do you believe that college coaches can criticize players publicly and call them out in the media? Are you okay with that? I am okay with that. I'm not telling you Jerome Tang's doing a good job. Must be doing a bad job. Got fired. Rightfully so. Couldn't win a game. But we always have to stick up, it's never the kids' fault. It's never the kids' fault, right? They're just getting paid millions of dollars to go to K-State. Have fun. Let's see. Listener text. Do NBA coaches criticize their players? Yeah, I think they do quite a bit, actually. But you got to watch out there, too. You got to watch out there, too. Let me see your answers here. Let me see your answers. Is it okay to criticize college players today? Do you believe that in the media, in public? 605-720-1067. Question of the day on the Nate Brown Show. I'd like your feedback. 79% of you on Twitter are voting yes, it always has been fine to criticize publicly and in the media. College kids. 21% of you, no, it's not. They're college kids. 21% say they're college kids. Listener text, I think you can criticize the team, but not individual players. Interesting. Yeah, I understand what you're saying there. You got to walk that line. I don't see very many coaches like calling out one player. I rarely see that. It's like usually it's team focused, and that was him. Jerome Tang just said these guys are embarrassing. They shouldn't even wear the K-State uniform. He wasn't calling out this guy. So I think the K-State messed it up. They're trying to find a way to clean it up. What a mess. Hey, we don't want to pay his buyout. We're going to fire him. He embarrassed us by saying that stuff. Give me a break. Jason Andera is in next as we talk high school basketball, the teams to beat in the state as we're a month away from the state tournament. Jandy's coming up.
This is the Nate Brown.
There's nothing like it. Not for hundreds of miles in any direction. A gathering space for all kinds of people from all kinds of backgrounds. To share, to revel, to stand together and celebrate life's greatest moments.
We are number one. So you can always be their number one. Black Hills Surgical Hospital and Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center. The number one hospital in the nation for major orthopedic surgery.
Show your home some love with an upgrade to acclaim replacement windows and an ensemble entry door. Get 20% off windows and doors with no money down, no interest, and no payments for 12 months. Plus, get an extra 5% off the entire project if purchased on initial consultation. Energy efficient, durable, and custom made for the perfect fit. It's time to show your home some love. Call today or visit rbarapidcity.com to book your free estimate.
What do you call a place that's one of Deadwood's largest casinos, but is it really a casino? Because you can't decide, should I play or eat or wait, there's a liquor-infused ice cream bar? I mean, you're playing craps one minute, and the next you're looking at a charcuterie board? What even is that? Never mind the gunfight outside, you don't have time for that. You've got espressos to down and games to bet on and a pub with 48 whiskeys? What do you even call a place like that?
I didn't know anything about radon. I didn't know it's a gas you can't see or smell. I didn't know it's radioactive from decaying uranium deep underground. It can seep through cracks in your foundation and collect in your house. 1 in 15 homes have high levels, and you don't know if yours is one of them unless you have your home tested. And radon? Well, radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer in America. I wish I would have known that.
Call Blackburn Foundation Repair for radon testing and mitigation.
There are 1 billion credit card transactions around the world every day. That's 11,698 swipes a second. It's easy to forget that behind each one, there's a person, a family, a dream, a connection being made. The Black Hills Federal Credit Union Visa, for members who want to make the most of every transaction.
To West River, this is South Dakota's sports talk show, The Nate Brown.
Welcome back in. The Nate Brown Show is on Fox Sports Radio, South Dakota Sports Talk Show. Our official outfitter of South Dakota Sports Talk Show is South Dakota family-owned independent retailer Trav's Outfitter. If you want work boots, Western boots, number one place in South Dakota, Trav's Outfitter. Start online, travsoutfitter.com. Brand new store on location, Campbell Street in Rapid City. They'll build a relationship before they just sell you a bunch of boots. Like, they want you to know what you're getting and to come back. It's not about a quick sale. No pressure, no commission style stuff. The kind of place you go back to when it's time for the next pair. If you work for a living, you need the right boots. They're experts at Trav's Outfitter. I'm telling you this. If you're on your feet, fit matters, they've got you. Trav's Outfitter, Campbell Street, Rapid City, travsoutfitter.com. Best selection, best service, no BS. travsoutfitter.com. South Dakota's own Jason Andera. Talking high school hoops. We're a month away from state tournament basketball. That's it. We're a month away. State tournament basketball. SDPB Sports is where you'll find him. His show is called Game Time, and he's in on the Nate Brown Show this Monday. Jason, welcome on. How are you?
Doing well. You're right. A month till state tournaments. I mean, I always plan out a week ahead, and I'm looking a week ahead, and we've got some region tournaments going already late next week, so it's crazy. Yeah, it's about time to go.
It's coming fast. I had Derek Robey on tonight, longtime coach, 40 seasons already, 41st in coaching high school basketball, and he's 10-6 at O'Gorman. This is his last year for now. And I got this from Derek Robey tonight. He's like, I don't know if I'm definitely at peace for now. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. What do you think when you hear that?
Well, he is not going to miss the hours, the full-time hours. I know that just by talking to him over the past few years. But he is definitely going to miss time on the court. And when I hear that, it makes me think, you know what? If the right situation comes along, there might be a way to get back into it. But he deserves his flowers for what he's done over the last 4+ decades.
No doubt. He did say this, from when he started to now, expectations have changed, culture has changed. He says social media has changed things. What do you think coaches think? I said, we're not going to have any more Derek Robeys or Dave Hollenbecks, are we?
I really don't think so. It's going to be extremely rare to find coaches who want to do this for past a couple of decades. I mean, it's really strenuous. If they start putting a family together, it's not just the season anymore either. It's the off season that's gotten so crazy for coaches, and they don't get paid what they put into it. Not that they do it for that reason, but in the end, if you're putting in that many hours and it's not worth it, it's going to be really hard for people to do this just based on passion for a couple of decades.
No, I appreciate guys like Derek Robey, long time in South Dakota coaching high school hoops and has won multiple state championships there at O'Gorman. By the way, the O'Gorman boys, so give me your take on them. 10-6, they lose to Lincoln by 2. They had it. They go for the win at the end. Is this Lincoln team beatable by teams like O'Gorman or Harrisburg or somebody else?
Well, let's talk about O'Gorman. This is a team that, has only lost to the top-tier type of teams in AA. We just kind of, it really depends on how schedules unfold, how we judge teams right away, and then they get put in a bucket, and we wait for something to happen before we can lift them up another bucket. But they've really only lost to the top-tier teams. And then the way they shot the ball and the way Cameron Sissy has been shooting the ball for them over the last couple of weeks, it's really scary to play a team like that because they can go anywhere and be in range to hit the three-pointers, and that's what they did against Lincoln. And now Lincoln's had a couple of scares, haven't they? They're a team that is still undefeated, which is amazing in this AA season where everybody is so even at the top. For them to not have an off night and get beat is just crazy to me. They definitely could get beat. There's no doubt about it. And, of course, tomorrow night they play Roosevelt, a team that is in the category of teams that, could give them trouble. But, yeah, you're right. Even some of these other teams, these Harrisburgs, these O'Gormans, these teams kind of in the fringe top 5 and maybe even outside the top 5, those teams are good enough on a given night. Jefferson, those teams are good enough on a given night to give Lincoln some problems, especially if they're not hitting their shots.
Okay, is Jason Andera taking Roosevelt tomorrow against Lincoln? Is that what you're doing?
That's exactly no. I still think this Lincoln team, and this is special when these two teams get together because the coaches know each other so well, and it really does make it tough for Mitch Begeman to come up and surprise Luke Hanneman because they just know each other so dang well. It's really going to be actually harder for a team like Roosevelt to upset Lincoln than it would be, a team like T or O'Gorman who gave them scares earlier this year. I think this Lincoln team will be ready for this one.
All right, Jason Andera on tonight talking high school hoops as we've had him all season. SDPB Sports, he's on X at 6:05 Jandy. So I watched the DWU Classic here. Sioux Falls Christian beat St. Thomas More 66-38.
Yeah.
St. Thomas More shot 12% in the first half. Did better in the second half, but that killed them. Does that tell us the gap, or is it a bad game for STM?
Well, it is a bad game, and we've got a lot of these anomalies throughout the year where we see a really close game, and then there's a big blowout, and then we see a close game. Some of these teams are just not super consistent, and when you shoot 12%, that's huge, and then momentum comes into play, and then Sioux Falls Christian, they send so many different guys who can lead their team in scoring on a given night that they avoid those 12% shooting halves because they've got so many different people that can lead their team. I think Canyon Prinz led them at the DWU Classic, and he's hardly led the team at all this year. So I think there's a lot of different players, and it makes it easier for them to stay consistent over a long haul during the season. But yeah, the St. Thomas More team, don't judge them by that half. They're definitely a team I think that could make some noise here. They've showed what they could do against West Central, and of course West Central and Sioux Falls Christian kind of in a different category this year in Class A.
Okay, here's what I'm worried about though, Jandy. I look at these SODAC 16 standings, and I know things can kind of change a little bit. St. Thomas More's right, 10. I don't know where they're going to end up, but they'd be playing Vermilion today, and that seems dicey to go to state.
You bet it is, and Vermilion's going to have a really tough time just making it to the SODAC 16 because there's 4 teams, I think, in their region, to me, that really have a chance to make it. I mean, Vermilion just lost to Dakota Valley, a team that's 4th in that region right now, so you're right. Anybody who comes out of that region who might play against the St. Thomas More, I mean, that's a scary SODAC 16 game for them. Yeah, but they're the type of team that can play with those teams, too. So it's going to make for one of the most interesting SODAC 16s we've had in Class A since they instituted that rule.
All right. Jason Andera on tonight talking high school hoops, and I look at AA girls. I was talking to some folks this weekend. Rapid City Stevens girls sitting here 13-4. They're right there in that tier. Can anybody like Stevens or Washington knock off O'Gorman and Brandon Valley? Everybody's just kind of waiting. Is it really going to be O'Gorman and Brandon Valley again?
It seems like it. Brandon Valley had 2 close games in the last week. They played close with Washington, went to overtime with them, so that makes me think, Washington might be hitting their stride. They definitely have the athletes to be able to play with a team like Brandon Valley. And then they played really close against Marshall, who's a really good Minnesota team just across the border here. So, but then O'Gorman played Washington a couple nights later, and Washington couldn't do anything against O'Gorman. So, yes, there's definitely an opportunity to knock one of those 2 teams off. It's not a given, but I would strongly recommend, seeing O'Gorman and Brandon Valley playing on that Saturday night at the state championship game.
Okay, I've got a big question for Jason Andera talking high school sports. I'm going to take you inside Nate Brown, my high school request, okay?
Okay, here we go.
My high school alma mater, has reached out to me to see if I would contribute to a new digital trophy case. They're taking down our trophies. They're taking it because there's not enough room anymore. All these new kids, they keep winning, so they're taking down the Nate Brown teams They're taking them down, and they say, we're going to do a new digital trophy case, so then they can click on your year. They can see you played in the state championship, all of that stuff. But you're not going to have your silver state trophy up, but it'd be in the digital showcase. And what say you?
Oh, I mean that just takes the breath out of you, doesn't it? A little bit. Just, we all are for progress. We're all for making things efficient and better. But man, there's just something about the trophy case, isn't there? And now they're going to mess with that. I don't know if I'd give to that or not. I'm sure we'll all just take that in 20 years. Everybody's going to have that, right?
Well,
but right now it's a tough transition.
Okay, I was trying to get your read on that. They're asking me to donate. I want to donate to my school. I want to do it, but then they showed me the layout, how it's going to be, and then people would click on my year. And you think people are going to actually go through and click on the years and see who won?
They're going to click on people who are in that year. Will.
Oh,
but yeah, I don't know if your average person's going to be looking for Nate Brown memorabilia.
I don't think so. So I want my trophies up. Okay, it's decided. I'm not donating. Courtesy. Anyway, Jason, good to have you, man. As always, thanks a lot.
All right, take care.
Appreciate it. Jason Andera talking high school hoops and giving me advice on a digital trophy case. I think we're going to have to discuss this. We're going to have to discuss it. No, that's what's happened. I got the message. This great job from the principal. It's from teacher up there, administrator. And, he's back in the day, and he said, hey, the trophies are starting to get taken down because there's not enough room. Here's the hallways and all this stuff, and they got to get taken down. So we've got all these trophies going up. So we're going to put up a digital trophy case. And he said there's other big high schools that are doing it across the country, and there's colleges that are doing it. That is the debate of the day. I might do this. I might do this tomorrow in our question of the day. You high school sports fans, would you like a digital trophy case? Or do you want the actual trophies hanging, even if it's hanging off the toilet roll dispenser? There's room. Find room up in the men's room. Find it right there so we can stare at our trophy when we're... Anyway, think about it. Think about it. Adam Dannenbring's coming up. We'll talk Rapid City Stevens girls basketball. Can they get in the mix at the end? They're 13-4. He's on the way.
This is South Dakota's Sports Talk Show.
There's nothing like it. Not for hundreds of miles in any direction. A gathering space for all kinds of people from all kinds of backgrounds. To share, to revel, to stand together and celebrate life's greatest moments.
We are number one. So you can always be their number one. Black Hills Surgical Hospital and Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center. The number one hospital in the nation for major orthopedic surgery.
Show your home some love with an upgrade to acclaimed replacement windows and an ensemble entry door. Get 20% off windows and doors with no money down, no interest, and no payments for 12 months. Plus, get an extra 5% off the entire project if purchased on initial consultation. Energy efficient, durable, and custom made for the perfect fit. It's time to show your home some love. Call today or visit RBARapidCity.com to book your free estimate.
What do you call a place that's one of Deadwood's largest casinos, but is it really a casino? Because you can't decide, should I play or eat or wait, there's a liquor-infused ice cream bar? I mean, you're playing craps one minute and the next you're looking at a charcuterie board? What even is that? Never mind the gunfight outside, you don't have time for that. You've got espressos to down and games to bet on and a pub with 48 whiskeys? What do you even call a place like that?
I didn't know anything about radon. I didn't know it's a gas you can't see or smell. I didn't know it's radioactive from decaying uranium deep underground. It can seep through cracks in your foundation and collect in your house. 1 in 15 homes have high levels, and you don't know if yours is one of them unless you have your home tested. And radon? Well, radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer in America. I wish I would have known that.
Call Blackburn Foundation Repair for radon testing and mitigation.
There are 1 billion credit card transactions around the world every day. That's 11,698 swipes a second. It's easy to forget that behind each one, there's a person, a family, a dream, a connection being made. The Black Hills Federal Credit Union Visa, for members who want to make the most of every transaction.
And watch the show live at Nate Brown Show.
All right, welcome in across the state on KWSN 5 Sports Rapid City. We're live, President's Day edition. Hope you've had a great day. Maybe you haven't had to work today. It's a beauty. A beauty. Glad you're here. The Nate Brown Show is on. Great guest tonight. Derek Robey joined us, O'Gorman head boys basketball coach, 41st season, and he's going to call it good for now, he said. I think he might come back. I mean, he might be out there in the middle school circuit. You never know. You never know. Derek Robey was on tonight. Jim O'Day joined us, former athletic director, University of Montana. Great perspective on Sacramento State jumping to the FBS out of the Big Sky Conference. Good stuff tonight. We'll go high school girls basketball. This team's right there, having a nice season. Just won 2 East River, 13-4. Rapid City Stevens girls. Can they get back into the mix at state? They've been there a lot and made some runs. Their head coach is Adam Dannenbring, and he's on South Dakota Sports Talk Show. Coach, good to get you. How are you?
I am doing well, thank you. Driving across the state, just enjoying a beautiful day in South Dakota.
You love it, and great weather, February, so that's good. I want to ask you a big question right here, okay? You had a nice high school career. You're a DeSmet legend. I mean, you're just a legend. So I got to ask you, my high school is asking me to donate to a digital trophy case. They're taking down our trophies because there's no room. All the new kids these days, you got Stevens teams winning too. So all the teams that are winning now are taking down the Legends trophies because there's no room. So they're thinking about a digital trophy case. And what if they approach Adam Dannenbring, digital trophy case at DeSmet? What do you say?
I'm saying no. Just I think that you gotta probably just take the oldest ones out and put the newer ones in. I think that's just the way it's got to go. I would be sad if I walked into the old the pound there in DeSmet and I didn't get to take a quick look at some of the history there.
Okay, all right. I just wanted your read on that. I thought you'd have a good perspective. We'll see. We'll see how this plays out. Digital trophy case. They're trying to say everybody's starting to do this now. We shall see. Okay, let's go to your team here. Stevens girls, 13-4. How do you feel this team's come along? You have some nice senior leadership. Not a bunch of size, but you kind of mix it all together. Seniors and 8th graders and everybody.
Yeah, it's a great group of kids to work with. They're fantastic young ladies. I've enjoyed this whole season, working with our coaching staff that's, very experienced and a great group. I know you talked with Coach Robey earlier. I mean, if he's looking for a middle school job, we can maybe find him one out in Rapid City. He could help out the girls program. We'd take him. That's for sure. But as far as our team goes, really enjoyed this group. They've been playing together for a very long time, and it's a good group of young ladies that have worked hard to keep our basketball program at the level it is.
How about this? I couldn't count them up, but you probably could. Numerous starters for you playing college basketball. So we're talking about college basketball players at various levels, D2, NAIA, but some really good programs. What does that say when you're coaching a team that has that level?
It's really nice for me as a coach to coach kids that work that hard and that have been dedicated to the game. Yeah. Finley Love is committed to go to Augustana, and then we have 3 girls that are committed to go down to Mount Marty, Hallie Peterson, Mackenzie Schreiber, and Jessica Griswold. And then we've got a couple other girls on our team too that I think are, going to be college level athletes as well, if you give them a few years here. So I think that, I'm pretty blessed that I get to coach some really dedicated kids that have put a lot of time into it. They play in the summer, which is more where they're going to get seen as far as like the college recruiting stuff. But, and I think that, there's some connection to, with Coach Bertram and Mount Marty, because he used to be at Rapid City Central, and I think he remembers some of those girls when they were a little bit younger. So, and he's come out and he's done at camps, and and good for him and good for our girls that they're going to get some of their college education paid for.
Stevens head girls coach Adam Dannenbring's on tonight, trying to get his club back to the state AA, trying to make a run here. They're 13-4, a nice season. So I look at the way you guys play. Want to create some turnovers, can handle the ball well, can shoot the ball well. Can you shoot your way to wins against the best teams?
I guess we're going to find out. That's for sure. I would definitely take the opportunity. I would definitely love the opportunity on a Friday night to get a rematch with some of with O'Gorman and with Brandon Valley. Like they came out and they beat us last weekend by 19 and 20 points. Those are good challenges for us to see where we're at. I think we have a very good basketball team, and we tip of the cap to them that they played better than us. I thought this last weekend when we went to Yankton, we expended a ton of energy especially in the first half against Yankton, and then the legs were tired on Saturday against Brandon Valley, or not Brandon Valley. They were tired against Harrisburg, and Harrisburg played a great defensive game, and that came right down to the wire, and we were able to sneak away with a 2-point win. So, these are all good learning experiences that we're going to try to build on as we get into the postseason.
Yeah, trying to get that SODAC 16 win. You're trying to finish out the regular season. Interesting matchup. Rapid City Christian, 15-3. A good Class A girls team this week. What do you think?
Yep, absolutely. A very good team. I watched just a little bit of film on them. I've, started the prep work to get ready for them here. When I get home tonight, I'll probably watch a little bit more film. Coach Kiefer's been doing a very good job. Our girls know a lot of the girls on their team. A few of the girls play summer stuff together. So it's kind of fun that way when you know each other pretty well. I'm expecting it'll be a pretty full house on Friday night when we play, and that'll be exciting. Growing up in DeSmet, we played in a little bit smaller gyms. And, going back into a little bit smaller gym is going to be a good experience for our girls to, something a little bit different than, playing in the big gyms around the state.
Yeah. You like this Class A matchup? Would you like to play these sometimes, these in-town rivalries?
Yes, absolutely. For me personally, this year has been really tough, and we're really blessed that we've got a great group of senior leaders. And the other senior leader that I didn't talk about was Hayden Thornton, and she's, she was at Rapid City Christian her first couple of years, so this is going to mean a lot to her. But as far as our, playing teams in town, it's great. We've had 5 overnight road trips this season, which is, I think, just too much for our team. For any team in the state to have to go like Friday night, drive across the state on Friday morning, play Friday night, drive someplace else to play on Saturday morning, and then drive back across. It's hard. That's part of the reason I gave the girls the day off is just sometimes you need a couple days just to refresh and recharge the batteries because it's a long season. And but we're looking forward to the stretch run here.
Rapid City Christian hosting Rapid City Stevens, girls on Friday, and then the boys will play Saturday. Adam Dannenbring, head coach of the Stevens program. They're 13-4. Final few games coming up. Coach, we'll talk to you again. Thanks a lot.
You bet. Sounds good. Hey, if we need to, we can do that parent-teacher conference. Your daughter's doing well in my personal finance class.
Okay, I was wondering about that.
Have a good one.
All right, I was wondering about that. I was going to see, are we doing okay? Maybe we should publicly play that out. Maybe we should. No, we're doing okay. That's good. Keep an eye on things. Keep an eye. I got the BHFCU app to keep an eye on her money, and I got Coach to keep an eye on her grades. I like it. Coming right back with Who's Hot and Who's Not next.
This is the Nate Brown Show.
I didn't know anything about radon. I didn't know it's a gas you can't see or smell. I didn't know it's radioactive from decaying uranium deep underground. It can seep through cracks in your foundation and collect in your house. 1 in 15 homes have high levels, and you don't know if yours is one of them unless you have your home tested. And radon? Well, radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer in America. I wish I would have known that.
Call Blackburn Foundation Repair for radon testing and mitigation.
Text scams continue to rise, and victims who have lost money to these scams continues to increase. Consumers cannot rely on a text message to be truthful. If you receive a message regarding a fine for missing jury duty, your utilities being shut off for non-payment, toll road fines, or you've won a sweepstakes, these are scams designed with an urgency and the need to send money now. Do not respond to these texts, and you should contact Consumer Protection at 800-300-1986. That's 800-300-1986 for the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division.
Hey Black Hills, this is Scott Hanna. And this is Adam Ray, and we have a full-service mechanical repair shop, Gateway Tire and Alignment, right here, right now. We have top-of-the-line equipment with skilled, experienced, expert mechanics, offering all services from oil changes starting at $49.95 to brakes, to free AC checks, diagnostics, engine work, even diesel. We can get you in now. No more waiting for weeks to get your car in for service. We're your one-stop shop for sales and service. Visit us at 123 Omaha or go to GatewayAutoplex.com to book your appointment. Gateway Sales and Service. I'm Scott Hanna. And I'm Adam Ray. And nobody, I mean nobody, beats a Gateway deal.
Here's your Fox Sports Rapid City forecast. A red flag warning begins at 11 a.m. tomorrow and continues until 6 p.m. tomorrow night. Mainly clear tonight with lows around 35. South winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Slight chance for rain tomorrow. Daytime highs approaching 62, partly cloudy. 1 to 3 inches of snow Wednesday night through Thursday. That's your forecast on the Black Hills Sports Station, Fox Sports Rapid City. Right now, 52.
Chatting with Ryan at Anytime Auto Sales. Winter is here.
And as always, we're here to help with all your winter automotive needs. From mobile oil changes to around the wheel and under the hood repairs, we fix most everything, and we'll do it at an affordable price.
What about tires, batteries, and brakes?
Absolutely. With over 50 brand name tires, we have deals as good as anywhere. 10% off our Duralast Pro Power Ultra batteries, a 5-year battery with roadside assistance, and flat out the best brake deal around at just $399 per axle with new pads, rotors, labor, and a lifetime warranty for most vehicles.
Fantastic. And if people need financing, can you help there?
Yes, we can. We offer the AutoPass card, an interest-free card for 6 months on every repair over $199, which saves a lot of people who need immediate help with repairs. Get an answer in minutes from our homepage at anytimeanytime.com. Just click the AutoPass Apply Now button.
Take advantage of that card, people. See anytimeanytime.com. And, of course, at the corner of Highway 79 and East Minnesota.
Anytime Auto Sales.
Since 1928, Connect Home Center has been proud to serve Rapid City and Spearfish with quality products and customer service that you can trust. In 2000, Connect joined the Mead Lumber family, and now they're taking the next step into their journey. Connect Home Center is becoming Mead Lumber. Same people, same service, just a new name from design to finish. Mead Lumber is here for you, as they've always been. MeadLumber.com.
From high school to college to the pros, from Rapid City to Sioux Falls, the Nate Brown Show is South Dakota's sports talk.
All right, fun night tonight on the program. South Dakota Sports Talk Show live on Fox Sports Radio, KWSN Sioux Falls, and Fox Sports Rapid City. Thanks for being here. President's Day. Hope you've enjoyed it. Who's Hot and Who's Not, brought to you by the Pizza Ranch. Every night at this time, Who's Hot and Who's Not. Pizza Ranch locations, East 10th Street, Sioux Falls, and in Brandon. Great locations, locally owned and operated, home of everyone's favorite buffet, the Pizza Ranch. Stop in this week. Who's Hot category going to, yes, the NBA All-Star Game. You guys poo-pooed it. You laugh at it. You make fun of it. Adam Silver got it going, and he got the recipe. 2 USA All-Star teams, the world team. It was competitive as heck. I watched the whole thing. First through fourth, they had the mini games, so I'm not going to explain the whole thing. You should have watched it. 9 million people watched it. The biggest watching event for the NBA All-Star Game in 15 years. 9 million watched. It was a great setup. I mean, absolutely outstanding. And I was thinking, how's this going to go? So I just checked it out. And then when you started watching the game and it got competitive, it was really, really good. So outstanding job. I hope they do it again. That's what you do moving forward. The USA teams against the world, the mini games, more competitive and better. In our Pizza Ranch, who's not tonight? Miami Dolphins cut Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill is cut. Bradley Chubb is cut. The Dolphins gave up a first-round pick, a second-round pick, 2 fourths, and a first-rounder for Tyreek and Chubb. They gave up all of that for those 2 guys who did not much. Thanks for playing. Thanks for listening to The Nate Brown Show. Back tomorrow. See ya.
Mom, can we please go to Watiki Indoor Water Park Resort?
Watiki? What's so special about it?